In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. We are understand the gospel of this invitation of God. This man that is Arab king and ask to come on many people to this festivity of the nuptias in English, wedding for many people, and he asked all to say, come for my wedding, and many people say, I can't because I need to do other things and I have many things to do, etc. And there are the good reasons, you say, because I buy something very important, I can't, etc. And that is seems that are sufficient, but for God is not sufficient. The call of God for all us is absolute. Is that we can say I can't, because I have other things. No. The call to go to the wedding of the heaven is for all people. It's absolute. It's not. We can't choose. We can't say, but because I have other things important. No. And it's this call of God is that we need to be in the grace, in state of grace, and we can try all days of our life to be in a state of grace, and sometimes we can see a priest to have a good confession, but sometimes it's not possible because we are living in difficult times of Christ, of the church, and not all the faithful have always a priest for confession. And that we need to understand that we can make a good act of contrition all days, and in some situation it's sufficient to have the pardon of God. We ask pardon God. We have a contrition because we love God. It's not the same of attrition, when you ask pardon because you are afraid of the hell. Is not sufficient. You need to be asked pardon because you love God, and that is different. And it can be sufficient to have the pardon of God. And after we have a priest, we need to confess. But if you don't have a priest and you are near of the death, you are in danger, and you have an accident, you are near of the death, you need to make a little act of contrition. You need to absolutely do that, because to go to the heaven is necessary to have the grace of God. And here I speak about the best nuptialis is the good white habit is a symbol of the grace, of state of grace, and you need always be in the state of grace. When all days maybe we have sometimes little sins, but if there is a big sin, not forget to make a good act of contrition. Not wait. And because we don't know the hour of our death, we don't know. And that's why always we need to be in state of grace. It's important. That is a commandment of God. Is absolute. Now it's not You can say, no, I need to do other things, I need to work, I need to go there, I would need to go another place, etc. I don't have the time to ask pardon. No. It's absolutely necessary to ask pardon. And not wait to say after you make the confession. And sometimes there is a people that make a big sin and after say, oh, I can make more sins because I have a big sin. Now I waiting for the next confession. But no. Absolutely, is necessary to ask pardon immediately, not wait. Because we don't know the moment of God call us. We need to be always ready. You understand? And that is important. The best is not to do the big sins, is the best, but sometimes it can be a moment of we are not okay, make a big sin, as possible. And we need to be always not be to say, is there too difficult, I can't. No, not say there. That you always ask pardon and begin a new time. The work and the travel to this heaven is always. We know that we have some moments of difficulty to be good persons, but God give always the grace sufficient to be saved. And that's why we don't. It's not good to be desperate, despair, like Judas. Judas make a very big sin. But if he go to Our Lady, say, please ask pardon, help me to have the pardon of Jesus, he don't do that. But it's very easy to do. It's not difficult to say that, Our Lady. And St. Peter's make too a big sin. But he don't desperate. He asks pardon. Immediately he are very contrition. And he have the pardon of Jesus. Yes. And if we have the bigger sin of the world, not desperate, because the goodness of God is bigger all the sins, because God is infinite, and He can give us the pardon always. We need to be confident always in our life, and that is the sense of this gospel. Of always, God asks all people to estas bodas, wedding. This wedding, all we are have the invitation to come, and we live at the time, so the people are materialist, the only thing about the material things. Material things are necessary sometimes, but not always. And that is not absolutely necessary. That is absolutely necessary is God. We need God. We need to have this priority. Yeah. First the God, after other things, and we need always be well of God and make all the other actions is in the sense of the service of God. Yes, and not forget it, the first thing. If we forget God, that is the sin. So all the sins are in the moment we forget God. Or you say God after. No, that is the sin. All the sins are that, finally. And we need to have the sense of the adoration of God. And that is the sense that God is absolutely is a person absolutely, and now us we are relative. All the persons we are relative, but God is absolute. Yes, because He's God, and we need to understand that, because we understand well that we can't make a sin. It's not possible to have the concept of God is absolute. We can't make a sin. It's necessary to understand that. That's why all the life of Christian is oriented in God, and in the to service of God, in the love of God. And the liberalism, the materialism, the first thing is our property material, our work material, the life material, and finally God is not absolute, is relative, and we make our life absolute. Is like say me are God. It's the same, and it's a sin, a big sin to say that, to think that. And sometimes it's only practical, only we live for the question practical. Is sometimes is necessary, yeah, I know, but it's not absolute. Yes, you need to understand that. And example of Our Lady. Yesterday we have the fast of Our Lady of Rosary, and this month is consecrated. All the months of October is the month of Our Lady of Rosary. It's a month of the devotion of the angels too, no? And we need this month not forget to make some prayers for Our Lady of Rosary, to say always maybe if it's possible to say a second Rosary, we can say, and we should pray especially this month for the angels, the protection of the angels. And Our Lady in all the mysteries of the Rosary give us the example of the submission of God, obeisance of God, and that is this response positive to the call of God in our all our life. It's important to say always, God, yes, I accept your will. And that is the example of Our Lady in all moments, in all the mysteries of the Rosary. We can see the example of submission of Our Lady to the call of God. Yes, and God calls us in many things of our life when we make our obligations, our commandments of God all time. And that is to accept the call for the weddings of God. It's in these actions that you accept the call. And that is necessary to have this humility to say always yes. By God, you want that I do these actions and I do my obligations, etc. That is to say yes. Important to make our obligations, but always life in the grace of God. It's not sufficient to go to the weddings, like this man in the gospel said, a man that is in the weddings, but don't have his habits, white habits. This symbol of the state of grace.
The wedding dress.
Wedding dress that is white. That is white. A symbol of the state of grace, And it's not sufficient to go to these weddings. It's not sufficient to be there. No, we need to be in state of grace. In this life, it's not sufficient to make our obligations. It's well, it's okay, is not sufficient. We need to live in the state of grace all time. And if we have a moment, we have a difficulty to, and we make a sin, not be afraid. You ask pardon. And continue a new time always to continue to perseverate in the grace. Yes, in our times it's not easy to find a priest, because we have a Christ in the church, and it's not easy always to have a priest. You need to practice the devotion of act of contrition all times. In the night before to go to bed, you ask pardon of all the sins of the day. If in the day you have a moment of difficulty, or you say you make a sin, you ask pardon. We continue the life continue, but always make attention to conserve your grace of God. And Our Lady asked us to pray the Rosary is to maintain not only the grace, but the generosity habitual of the life. Christian life is necessary to pray to maintain this state of the soul, the near of God, and you will have more grace if you pray. If you pray the Rosary, you have more help of God by the intercession of Our Lady. And that's why we need to love the Rosary. And you need to say the Rosary because the Church needs this weapon of God, that is the Rosary. There are many victories in the story of the Church because there are many people say the Rosary. The Pius V, he make a war against the Muslims, and he asked to all people to say the Rosary, and after he had the victory. And we need today to pray the Rosary more. We can pray not only the big person, but the children too, like the children of Fatima. He said many Rosary and saved many souls with his prayers. And that is important to have this devotion of the Rosary, the fidelity of all days, say the Rosary. But not say only one. If you have the opportunity, you have the time, you can say more. Why not? There is people that say 15 mysteries. If you have the time, you can say, no problem. It's not too much. Because the people can say, you pray too much. No. The prayer is never too much. You can pray all the day if you can. If you want, if you can pray all the day. Why not? It's true that you need to make your obligations. Maybe you need to work. Yes, and after you have the time, you can, if you want. And you can help many people with your prayers. Many people you don't know, you don't see, but after you that, these people come to you to say, I was saved because you say the Rosary. And we are grateful to you all the eternity. It's not a little thing that. And I pray for the persons that are in the danger, in need of the death, and he have the big sins. Maybe you obtain the pardon for these persons, and you don't see in this life. That's why, but we can believe in that. You can have the faith and confidence in Our Lady. Continue to pray, not when it's possible, because sometimes we don't have the time. It's not possible, but when it's possible, pray more. It's not the time que it's útil, no? It's a time it's not well spent. Yes, and we ask in this day for Our Lady of Fatima. Our Lady Fatima say, I are the Our Lady of Rosary. Our Lady Fatima is Our Lady of Rosary. And we need to pray Our Lady of Fatima for the victory of the Church, the victory of the Christianity, and the victory of God in the souls. The victory, God is victorious when are the souls in the state of grace. That is the victory of God in our souls. I mean, it all the souls. We can pray for that. That is important. Is the more important in this life to be in the state of grace. It's the more important for us. We ask Our Lady this to be conscious of that and to be faithful of this reality. In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.